child of the night. Why do you run from the serpents? See Adaora, the Giraffe Girl. Look at her, it is a curse! Why is her neck so long?
If I could just cut it off, maybe they'd finally stop laughing at me. Those were the words Adaora whispered to her reflection one quiet evening, tears rolling down her cheeks as she stared at the neck that made her the most mocked girl in the entire village of Umuohia. Before I continue the story, my dear viewers, please, if you're watching right now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me, and it keeps stories like this alive. Thank you for always watching, my beautiful people. Now let's begin. Adaora's story didn't start with tears. It started with laughter, the kind that fills a home when good news arrives. Her mother, Amaka, was the kind of woman who could laugh at the clouds and make them jealous. Everyone in Umuohia knew her as the woman with the strangest cravings in the entire village. Her husband, Chike, was a strong hunter. Tall, broad-shouldered, and always smelling faintly of wood smoke and bushmeat. For 2 years after their marriage, they waited and prayed for a child. When Amaka finally became pregnant, the whole compound celebrated. Women came with gifts, drummers played until sunset, and Amaka's smile could have lit a forest. But from the very first month, her cravings began. "Chike," she screamed one morning, holding her belly and rolling on the floor like a child. "I want roasted rabbit, fresh one, not the old meat from yesterday." Chike didn't argue. He picked up his hunting tools and disappeared into the forest. He came back hours later, sweaty and tired, with 2 fat rabbits. Amaka smiled like a queen, roasted the meat herself, and devoured it before even greeting him. The next week, it was monkey pepper soup, then antelope meat, then bush pig, then snake. Every new moon, Amaka's appetite grew stranger. But she didn't care. "If it crawls or jumps in this forest, I want to eat it," she would joke. Chike became known as the running hunter. He hunted day and night to please his pregnant wife. He grew lean, but his love for Amaka kept him going. Then came the 9th month. Amaka's belly looked like a full calabash ready to burst. Everyone expected her cravings to stop, but one morning she screamed louder than ever before. "Chike," she cried. He ran out of the hut, thinking she was in labor. "What is it? Is it time?" Amaka shook her head. "No, I want giraffe meat." Chike blinked. "What?" "I said I want giraffe meat, grilled with egusi soup and pounded yam." "Amaka," he said slowly, "there's no giraffe anywhere near this part of the forest. Even if I find one, it's dangerous." Amaka folded her arms. "Then let me die. If I don't eat it, this baby will come out wrong. You don't care about me or the baby." She began rolling on the ground, crying and shouting. Chike was lost. He begged the elders for help, but Amaka refused food and water. After 3 days, weak and desperate, he gathered 4 hunters and went deep into the forbidden forest. 2 days later, they returned with what everyone thought was impossible, a giraffe. When Amaka saw the meat, she danced around the compound singing praises to her husband. She cooked it with joy, the aroma filling the whole village. Women laughed behind her back. "This one is feeding the baby of a lion." But Amaka didn't care. She ate until she was satisfied. 2 days later, labor began. The cries filled the hut. The midwife came. Chike paced like a madman outside, whispering prayers. Then came the baby's cry, strong, loud, and healthy. But when the midwife looked at the newborn, she gasped, what is this?" Chike rushed in, panic written on his face. The baby was fine, except for one thing. Her neck was unusually long, longer than any human baby's. The women in the hut exchanged looks. One whispered, "Maybe it's the giraffe meat she ate." Amaka laughed nervously. "It's fine. She's my daughter. She'll grow strong." But deep inside, fear twisted her stomach. They named the baby Adaora, meaning the daughter everyone loves.
But not everyone did. As the months passed, Adaora's neck grew longer. By her first birthday, the laughter that once filled the house had disappeared. Visitors whispered, children pointed and laughed, women made jokes behind Amaka's back. "Look at that baby, she looks like she belongs in the zoo." Amaka began to withdraw. Every time she held Adaora, she felt shame instead of joy. She stopped taking her to the market. She stopped smiling. One night, while Chike was away hunting, Amaka stared at her baby lying peacefully on the mat. The moonlight fell gently on Adaora's long neck. Tears filled Amaka's eyes. "You brought shame to me. Because of you, they call me names. I can't take this anymore." Before dawn, she wrapped the baby in a thick cloth, tied her to her back, and walked deep into the forest. The dew was cold on her feet, and the only sound was the chirping of crickets. When she reached a lonely tree near the old stream, she looked around. No one was there. She laid Adaora under the tree, covered her with a wrapper, and whispered, "Forgive me." Then she turned and ran home, crying loudly as she approached the village. My baby is gone." The people gathered. "What happened?" She lied. "I left her for a few minutes to fetch water. When I came back, she was gone." Everyone pitied her. They searched the forest, but of course found nothing. Chike returned and wept bitterly. He never knew the truth. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, Adaora lay crying weakly, her small hands waving, her voice fading. Hours passed. The sun rose high. Then footsteps. A woman named Nenna was walking home from her small farm with a basket of cassava on her head. She heard the soft cry and froze. Is that a baby? She dropped her basket and ran toward the sound. There, beneath the big tree, she saw the child, dusty, hungry, her long neck tilted to one side. Nenna gasped. Who would do this to an innocent child? She bent down, picked up Adaora, and held her close. She didn't flinch at the long neck. She just whispered, "Don't worry, my child. You are safe now." She took the baby home to her small mud hut at the edge of the village. Nenna had no husband, no child. People called her barren, mocked her for years. But now, as she looked at Adaora sleeping peacefully, she felt warmth in her heart for the first time in a long time. She named the baby Chisum, meaning God is with me. But soon, everyone began calling her Ada. Ada grew under Nenna's care, beautiful, kind, gentle. Her only difference was the long neck that stretched gracefully whenever she lifted her head. When Ada was 6, Nenna took her to school. That was when the bullying began. The moment she entered the classroom, one boy shouted, "See, Giraffe!" Laughter exploded. A girl covered her mouth and whispered, "Her neck is longer than the blackboard." Ada froze. Tears welled in her eyes. That day she came home crying, "Mama, I don't want to go back. They called me names." Nenna hugged her tightly. "Don't mind them, my child. You are special. One day they will see your beauty." But the mockery didn't stop. It followed her through childhood and into her teenage years. At the stream, girls whispered when she passed. At the market, traders pointed. "She should join giraffes in the forest," someone said. Ada kept her head low, walking fast, pretending not to hear, but every insult cut deep. Then one day, everything began to change. He appeared. Obina, the handsome gold trader from the next village. He was tall, well-dressed, with skin the color of polished bronze and a smile that made women forget their words. While others mocked Ada, Obina always greeted her kindly. "Good afternoon, Ada," he would say, his voice soft and respectful. At first, she thought he was mocking her too, but he wasn't. Every week, he sent small gifts to Nanna's house: rice, beans, soap, palm oil. "Mama," Ada asked one evening, "who is sending us all these things?" Nanna smiled knowingly. "It's Obina. He likes you." Ada looked away. "No, Mama, he's just pitying me." Not everyone sees with their eyes. Some see with the heart. But Ada didn't believe her. One hot afternoon, as she was fetching water from the stream, 3 girls walked in, led by Amara, Obina's proud girlfriend. Everyone feared her. She clapped her hands loudly. "So this is where the giraffe lives?" Ada froze. Amara smirked. "You think because Obina gave you food you are now his wife? Look at you. With that neck, you'll finish his food before marriage." The other girls laughed. "She should marry a giraffe instead." Tears filled Ada's eyes. "Please leave me alone." But Amara stepped closer. "Stay away from my man, or next time I'll bring a cane." That evening, Ada came home crying. Nanna wiped her tears and said softly, "My daughter, never let people's words define you. The same mouth that mocks you today will praise you tomorrow." Days passed. Ada stayed indoors, avoiding the world, but Obina didn't stop visiting. One day he came himself, carrying a basket of food. When Nanna opened the door, he bowed respectfully. "Good evening, Mama. I brought this for you and Ada." Inside the basket were roasted chicken, plantain, and chin-chin. Nanna smiled. "God bless you, my son. Sit down." Obina looked around. "Is Ada home?" "She's inside," Nanna replied. "Tell her I came to greet her," he said gently, and left. When Nanna turned, Ada was hiding behind the curtain, her heart racing. "Why are you running from your blessing?" Nanna teased. "Mama, he'll leave when he sees who I really am," Ada said, her voice trembling. But Nanna only smiled. "Maybe he already sees you better than you see yourself." Weeks passed. The famine season arrived. Food became scarce, and even the proud Amara came begging for palm oil. Meanwhile, Obina continued to help Nanna and Ada, making sure they never lacked. Then, one evening, a shadow fell across their doorway. Ada looked up and froze. It was Amara again, her eyes burning with rage. She was not alone. 2 of her friends stood behind her, holding sticks. "You didn't listen. I told you to stay away from Obina, but you still collect food from him." Ada trembled. "Please, I didn't ask him for anything." Amara raised her stick. "You will learn your place today, Giraffe Girl." Nanna ran out shouting, "Leave my daughter alone!" But before they could reach them, the stick came down, fast, angry, and loud. The scene froze there, with Ada's scream echoing through the night. "You didn't listen," Amara shouted, stepping into the small compound as the dying sun threw long shadows across the ground. The anger in her voice was sharp enough to slice through the air. Her friends followed behind, their faces twisted with the excitement of coming trouble. Nanna came out from the backyard, her hands wet from washing. "What's going on here?" she asked, her tone calm but firm. Amara pointed at Ada with the stick in her hand. "This Giraffe Girl has refused to stay away from my man. I warned her." "Mama, I didn't do anything," Ada pleaded, her voice shaking. "I never asked for his help." But Amara was not listening. Liar, she spat. You're using your long neck to collect blessings before others. You think Obina doesn't see you? Nana moved closer, placing herself between Amara and Ada. You've said enough, Amara. Go home before you regret this. Amara smirked. Or what? Will you chase me away with your poverty? Her friends laughed mockingly. Respect yourself, Nana warned. Respect for who? A barren woman and her giraffe daughter? Amara hissed and raised the stick higher. Let me teach her a lesson. Before Nana could grab her, Amara swung the stick. Ada screamed as the wood grazed her arm, leaving a thin red line. Nana rushed forward, snatching the stick from Amara's hand. Enough! Leave my child alone! The women struggled for a moment before the stick broke in two. One of Amara's friends pulled her away, whispering, "Let's go before people come." Amara jerked her hand free. "This isn't over," she shouted. "The next time I see you near Obina, you'll regret being born." Then she turned and stormed off, her friends hurrying behind her. Silence fell. Ada collapsed on the ground, sobbing. Nana knelt beside her, holding her close. "Shh, my daughter, don't cry." "Mama," Ada whispered between tears, "why do they hate me so much? I didn't ask to be this way." Nana's heart ached. She wiped her face gently. The world fears what it doesn't understand. But one day, Ada, the same people who mock you will kneel to greet you. That night, Ada couldn't sleep. She sat by the small oil lamp, staring at her reflection in a broken mirror. The wound on her arm burned, but not as much as the pain in her heart. "Maybe I should leave this village," she thought aloud. "Maybe I should go somewhere no one will ever see me again." Nana, who was lying quietly on her mat, heard her and spoke softly. "You can't run from your destiny, my child. You were not made to hide. You were made to shine." Ada turned. "Shine? How, Mama? With this neck that makes everyone laugh?" Nana smiled faintly. "The sun doesn't hide because the clouds laugh at it. It shines until the clouds move aside." Ada sighed, tears streaming again. She leaned her head on Nana's lap, and the woman began to hum an old lullaby. Slowly, Ada drifted into sleep. The next morning, news spread across the village. Obina had publicly broken up with Amara. He told everyone he could no longer stand a woman with a wicked heart. The story spread faster than Harmattan fire. Women whispered at the market, and men nodded in agreement. Amara's pride shattered like a calabash. She stayed indoors for days, nursing her anger. But Ada didn't know any of this yet. She was busy helping Nana fetch water when Obina appeared on the path. He looked tired, but relieved. "Ada," he said softly. She turned, startled. "Obina, what are you doing here?" "I came to see you, and to apologize." "For what?" she asked, confused. "For what Amara did to you. She had no right. I ended things with her." Ada froze. You what?" He nodded. "I'm not a man who stays with cruelty. I've seen kindness in you, and strength. That's what I want in my life." Ada's lips trembled. "People will talk." "Let them," he said, smiling softly. "They always do. But someday they'll talk about us differently." Before Ada could answer, Nana walked up, balancing her water pot on her head. She saw the look in Obina's eyes and smiled knowingly. "Good afternoon, my son." "Good afternoon, Mama," he greeted respectfully. Nana nodded. "You found the courage most men lack. Protect it well." Obina bowed slightly. "I will." Then he turned to Ada again. "I'll come back tomorrow. There's something I need to tell you. Something important." As he walked away, Ada felt her heart pounding. Something important? What could it be? She didn't know, but her chest burned with a mix of fear and hope. That night, she couldn't stop thinking about his words. The air was heavy, filled with the sound of distant drums from the other village. Nana noticed how quiet she was. "You're thinking about him," she teased. "Mama," Ada blushed. "Don't deny it. I see the glow in your eyes. Just remember what I always say. Love should heal, not wound." Ada smiled weakly. "I know, Mama." But far away in Amara's hut, something darker was brewing. She sat on the floor, her hair scattered, her eyes swollen from crying. Her two friends sat beside her, whispering. "So he left you for that giraffe girl?" one said. Amara's lips quivered with rage. "He humiliated me before the whole village." The other friend hissed. "You can't just let that go. Teach them both a lesson." Amara's eyes narrowed. A lesson they'll never forget. She stood, pacing like a wild cat. "If I can't have him, no one will. That girl will regret ever being born." The friends exchanged uneasy glances. Amara, calm down. But she wasn't listening. She grabbed a calabash from a corner filled with dark herbs and ashes. "The night will speak for me," she muttered. "By the time the moon rises, something will happen in Nena's house." She laughed, a bitter, broken laugh that even her friends shivered. Meanwhile, at Nena's hut, Ada helped her mother close the wooden windows. The air felt strange, thicker than usual. The wind whistled through the trees, and the lamps flickered. "Mama, can you feel that?" Ada whispered. Nena stepped forward, her instincts sharp. Yes, something isn't right. Outside, a shadow moved, a faint rustling, a whisper carried by the wind. "Mama," Ada said again, her voice trembling. Nena stepped forward, clutching her wooden cross. "Stay behind me, my daughter." The rustling grew louder, closer, until a soft knock echoed at the door. 3 slow knocks. "Who's there?" Nena called. No answer. She looked at Ada. Her long neck trembled as she strained to listen. Then another knock. Louder. Heavy. Ada took a step back, her heart pounding. "Mama," Nena whispered, "don't be afraid." She reached for the door, slowly lifted the latch, and pulled it open. A sudden gust of wind blew out their lamp, and darkness swallowed the room. Ada screamed. To be continued in part 2, where the truth behind the shadow at their door will be revealed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, my beautiful viewers, so you won't miss what happens next in They Called Her Giraffe Girl, Now She's the Most Beautiful Woman in the Village.